Welcome, listeners, to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, hosted by Rene Bravo and Bryan Quevedo. If you are a new listener of the show, please follow us on our socials on Instagram at Keepin' With The Nerds and Twitter at Keepin' With Nerd. Our podcasts are recorded in Whittier, California, and are posted on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts every Wednesday at 11:30. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
But, like, you know how when you have a lot of stuff jumbled in your head and you try to, like, put the pieces together?
Yeah.
Sometimes these things don't line up.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now.
Well, hopefully, I'm looking at my drink right now. It has dents in it. But I'm sorry. I paused for a second.
My can has dents. I request
another.
Does mine have dents?
Mine has dents on the bottom.
Yeah. Where'd you get these again?
At the down the street, the market down the street.
They're selling Ghost at liquor stores now?
Yeah, and 7-Eleven. But 7-Eleven doesn't have these flavors. This one you haven't tried yet, right? Blue raspberry?
I don't think so.
It's really good. I've tried this one.
I can't remember.
It's really good. This is my favorite.
200 milligrams of natural caffeine.
What's natural caffeine?
I don't know. They dig it up from the earth.
And they just put it in the drink?
Probably.
Straight from the dirt?
I don't know. Look, I don't look up where my caffeine comes from.
What is is it a bean? Or is it
is caffeine a bean?
No, but like, is caffeine, like, does it come from a tree?
I don't know.
So what makes it natural?
Was your first thought coffee?
That's why.
I'm sorry.
It just says natural caffeine, so it makes me think. Where does one get natural caffeine?
That's why you play it safe and just say you take it from the dirt.
Take it from the dirt.
And that's it. You don't need what's it come
it's
from?
A root.
I think it.
Is it a root?
I think so.
I'm gonna look this up right now.
Do you want to? Now?
I mean, I'm not. It's not like I have a freaking computer in front of me.
I mean, you're the man with the computer, so why not, right? I'm looking at my watch, and my watch is like 4 hours behind, so I'm fixing that too. Gosh, we need to get our life together. We're already starting to record, and we're not even like ready. And I got my
caffeine is a natural found in leaves, fruits, and some plants. It is in coffee, black and green tea, cocoa, cola, soft drink. Okay, so
it's just where is this natural stuff then?
The first thing I'm looking up is the first thing that pops up when caffeine, and it's showing me a coffee bean. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me just look.
Carbonated water, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, carnivorous or something.
Caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant of the
Oh, buddy.
What?
This comes from coffee. So you were right.
It's a bean.
Yeah, because it says like amount per can, and like everything that they add in there, and the natural caffeine is coming from coffee, the coffee bean.
Coffee bean.
Yeah, so that's what they're putting in here.
So I was right. It is a bean.
Well,
you were laughing at my face in front of me.
Look who the stupid one is now. Me. This entire time.
Joke's on you.
People are probably listening to this and being like, this dumbass thinks it doesn't come from a bean. It's coming from a bean, obviously.
From a bean.
God, Ryan, you're dumb.
You say Ryan?
Brian.
I heard an R. I don't know. I guess I'm selective.
I think I was like in a half sneeze. So that's why you probably heard it that way. You know what else I found out this week before we jump into the intro?
Yeah.
So, you know how like Netflix, I hate Netflix's way of advertising stuff.
Yes.
They always advertise like a new show for one day, and then that's it. It's like, bam, new show coming out in like 3 weeks. Here's the trailer. Here's the preview. Here's that. Ha. And then like you forget about it like 3 days later. I'm like, bro, what happened to it? Like, you want me to be excited or not?
Yeah.
So Zack Snyder's new zombie flick, which is going to be on Netflix, I think, in like the end of March or something like that. It's called The Army of
the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Which is a weird name to me, but
It's like a sequel-ish of Dawn of the Dead.
It's a pseudo sequel, I think.
Yeah, like it happens during the events or in the same world, I guess, as Dawn of the Dead.
We'll say that.
The 2004 movie, which I did not know Zack Snyder directed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did not know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
But the other thing I didn't know.
You didn't know this either. I forgot about it, but then I remember learning about it when like James Gunn was becoming someone.
James Gunn screenwrote that.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you and I were talking about this. What was it, last issue or 2 issues ago?
Yeah, we were talking about James Gunn and doing, what was it? It was just him, how he was doing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think.
Yeah, but that's how we know him, or that's at least how I know him.
Oh yeah.
And then you said, oh yeah, he directed a lot of like B-rated horror flicks, and what was the other thing? He did a porno.
He did a porno, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shoot, he screenwrote this. It's not bad. I remember watching this like a while ago. I don't want to watch it again, but I do want to watch it again.
I was gonna watch it again today before we talked about it. It's not free on any sort of platform. I have to either buy it or subscribe to AMC Plus.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not doing that for Dawn of the Dead.
So zombie movies, I have a tendency to avoid them because I personally don't like cannibalism. I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast, but I don't mess with it.
Yeah.
I hate seeing human beings eating other human beings, dead or alive. It just grosses me out to a level that probably makes me faint at some points. Like I pass out from it. And I've seen The Walking Dead, but that I had to like look away when those things happen. I was just so intrigued up to the storyline, and then after season 3 or 2, I forget, I quit because it was just stupid.
Yeah.
I think it was season 4. I think I quit. But anyways, I kind of want to watch Dawn of the Dead now because I do want to see Army of the Dead because it does seem like it's a comical thriller horror zombie flick that Zack Snyder wants to release. So
yeah,
I mean, you've seen the trailer, right?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
It looks again. It looks like Snyder did do this, obviously.
Yeah, it's got that Snyder touch.
Yeah, it's got Batista in it and stuff.
Batista's one of the only reasons I want to watch this.
Same here, because I do want to see how he is in a zombie apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look up the cast right now. But it does look like it's fun. It's actiony. The characters are gonna be ridiculous. It looks like the situations that they're put in is ridiculous as well too. So let's see.
Zombie flick or a zombie apocalypse happens, and your first thought is we're gonna rob the Vegas vaults.
Yeah,
like that's kind of dumb, but that makes for an interesting storyline. So sure, why not? Did you find the cast?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are not well known. But at least
Alan Tudyk is in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's in here.
Is he really?
No, he's
I was gonna say, I'm like, what?
I'm just kidding. The guy that plays Scorpio in the new Mortal Kombat movies, he's in here.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Scorpion.
Why
she's Scorpio. Calling these astrology or whatever they're called.
He's a Scorpio. He looks like a Scorpio anyway. I'm trying to think. Wow, yeah. There's the only star-studded actor in here is Batista, and he looks like he probably plays the captain or something.
He's the head honcho for this. Yeah.
Then there's Amora Hardwick, where you've probably seen him in movies. He has that look like, okay, I've seen it before. And then there's some actresses that again not well known, but again you've seen them in other flicks as well too.
Okay.
So it looks like that's about it. But Snyder directed it. He did the screenplay.
Well, I'm watching it. Give him a shot.
Yeah, why not?
I give Snyder enough crap. Not that I hate him. I don't hate any director, even Christopher Nolan. Andy started to notice that. You know that?
What?
She's just like, it's every other issue. You have like an issue with like Christopher Nolan. It's like you have to mention him. I'm like, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't try to, but it's like he pops in my head. Well, do you secretly like him?
Yeah.
No, I don't mind him.
It says following the storyline. If you guys don't know the storyline. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. I think...
That's great.
See, that's the thing is like, okay, you're in a zombie apocalypse and you steal money?
That's why it seems weird.
But at the same time, maybe it's not money. Maybe it's something else that we don't know that we're going to find out in the movie because Snyder will do something like that.
Journey to Vegas, where 4 mercenaries try to steal a vault, but it's not money they're after. In fact, it's more than money. Friendships.
Army of the friendships.
Oh man, yeah. So I'll watch it when it comes out.
Definitely.
It's like end of March.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah, we have Netflix, so why not?
Yeah,
unlike Willy's Wonderland, which was like $20 to rent.
So I had a friend of the show, Hayden, finally watched that. I guess in Arizona they have certain theaters that do play stuff. That are open and stuff. He watched it and he paid I think $11, $12.
I would have paid that. Yeah.
He says even then I was pushing it because he watched it. We were talking about it. It was basically really ridiculous and kind of like, well, the script or the story was just kind of like really they were just moving forward and not looking at certain plot threads and stuff. They were ignoring a lot of things. But yeah, that's basically what I think Hayden will be doing a video on his channel. You guys go ahead and what is it? It's a Hellmouth. We'll have it on the
Hellmouth 94.
Hellmouth 94 is his channel. Follow him on Instagram and check out. He does a lot of reviews on horror movies, and then also he's doing Let's Plays of. I believe he's going to be doing Dead Space, and then also he's doing Fear.
Dead Space is good.
Yeah,
we should do a Let's Play of Dead Space. I think
we need to finish
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Before Resident Evil 9 happens, but we're pushing some stuff, man. We're pushing content. Plus, we're doing our documentary series soon. We're working on that, so we're gonna talk to that in existence. Let's not delay this intro anymore because we do have a pretty packed issue for you guys this week.
Yes, because of what
was released.
ended.
Yeah. Yep. So are we ready to start?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, coming from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast for all things nerdy. I'm your host, Bryan. Rene.
And welcome to the show, issue number 38. Wow. Renee, almost at the big 4-0.
We are going to hit our 40s.
The 40th issue.
40th issue, yes.
Not our 40s
Not
in real
our
life.
40s, guys. We're still going to hit our 30s.
Don't time skip me by 10 years, bro. By 10 or 12 years.
Next week I come in, hey.
What? Don't take the time machine, Renee. So pretty packed issue, like we said.
Yeah.
Usually, with regarding the topic that we're going to talk about, we would send you over to our YouTube channel, and we're going to send you to our YouTube channel.
Wait, sorry.
Yes.
This just hit me right now, but did you hear? Okay, I guess should we talk about the Dr. Seuss dilemma thing?
Can we talk about it at the end?
Yes, we'll talk about the end.
Okay, so that way we don't delay it.
I know, yeah, because I'm just like, I get so many people talking to me about that at the store.
Okay, I haven't heard much about it, so you're gonna tell me about it.
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I don't know what I know then, other than
from what people are telling you.
Well, people are telling me.
Okay, so you tell me. I
media.
have completely ignored this.
Really?
Yes, I've ignored it. I'm not paying attention.
I'll look up an article just so that I have
reference.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to the topic. The main topic for this issue, WandaVision. We're done. 2 months of just enduring week after week when an episode's released and then waiting for the next one and wondering all these different things, theorizing, talking, and having anxiety because you don't know what's going on. It's finally over. We're done. We know what is WandaVision and what it was about. If you want to know what we think of every episode, go to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, look up Keeping Up with the Nerds, and we do have a playlist with all the WandaVision episodes that we've released there where we, share our thoughts, where we share our predictions. Granted, most of them will be wrong, but, have fun there because I try my hardest to edit it and make it funny for you guys. So if you want to know episode by episode, there are videos there with a playlist that says WandaVision. It's titled WandaVision. Go check that out. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and share it with everyone. We want to hit that 50 subscriber mark. We love you guys for it. But we are going to talk about WandaVision on this podcast as a series, as a whole series. That's what we want to discuss. We didn't really get to talk about them in the videos just because I feel like it would take way too long to discuss everything that we think about it. So we'll use the platform here to discuss. How do you want to start this, Rene? Do you want to go with what we each think? what were the good things, the bad things, or do you want to talk about the reception it's receiving?
Let's get into that.
The reception first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, WandaVision, from what I'm seeing, has been getting very positive reception from a lot of outlets. And even the audiences are agreeing that this is a really fantastic TV show, produced by Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige. Because so far we haven't really had a TV show besides Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? And the small little things like Agent Carter and stuff like that. This is like a big one that is tied into the MCU, right?
Yeah.
This is the big one. So I think Rotten Tomatoes has it at like 90.
92%, I think.
And then audience score is like 81, which usually is kind of the other way around. But I think it's because a lot of people are kind of like going like, oh, well, I didn't like WandaVision because they didn't do this and kind of thing.
Again, they're putting their opinions in there because their theories didn't get,
revealed to be true. Yeah.
Again. And I will go into a little tidbit about that is like, I think because the reason why people act like that is because they're hyping up, the show. This is the first show after Endgame. This is the first kind of like next cinematic step we're getting into Phase 4 after, was it Spider-Man?
Yes.
Spider-Man. And, we're finally getting progression with all these characters after Endgame, which is a big step. And I think just people just wanted to have so much more. But the thing is that after Endgame, we have to kind of go back to the basics, like how Iron Man did, where we're slowly starting up another narrative, so to speak.
So Endgame was the clean slate.
Yes.
Endgame was like they just cleared out the table and said, we're going to start dinner anew. Everything is coming out from scratch with existing characters, of course, but this is like a clean slate for them. You're right. WandaVision is kind of like the Iron Man in this case, right? Now, audience reception, like I said, at an 80-ish%, and critics' reception is in the high 90s and stuff like that. Do you agree with that, or do you feel like maybe you're more on like it was more of a letdown kind of thing, or it was pretty great, I give it 100%?
The only thing I was let down was the mid-after credits and then the post-credits scene.
In episode 9.
Yes, in episode 9. Other than that, the show as a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed. I had fun watching it. I liked the aspect of each episode was a different sitcom series. I liked that we're going to get something, different in each episode, a different vibe, which I'm always been a fan of when it comes to series and stuff like that, in episodes and TV shows, is that, not one episode was the same. We were just getting different stuff every single way. And it was the talk of the week. Every time it was,
For like days.
For days. As soon as episode would come out on Friday, everyone would be coming in or, be texting people, oh my God, this is that, this is going, and it's been a while since we've had a show like that, since like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because not even Mandalorian had that same reception. I think everyone was hyped for a Friday night Mandalorian release, or Thursday night, excuse me, because some of you people can't even hold off like 2 hours or something like that without spoiling.
I know, seriously.
Jesus Christ,
and
man.
I think we learned that into WandaVision because even Disney Plus posted a video that had actors from WandaVision saying, listen, the new episode comes out tonight, or it comes out later today. Please do not post spoilers.
But people don't listen.
No, people don't want to listen because they want to troll. They want to be douchebags.
It's not even that. You know what I've seen a lot of? And I know this is going to be like a complaint. Brian's Bother segment right here.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go, guys.
18 minutes in. Brian's Bothers.
So, I haven't seen trolls on my timeline.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Not like the Star Wars, the 7th movie when it came out, when they were trying to troll Han Solo's death. That's not what I'm seeing.
No.
What I do see are a lot of Marvel fans, quote unquote. We'll say quote unquote here, because I don't consider you guys Marvel fans if you guys are being this disrespectful, because you guys may say you know a lot, but there's something called Google, guys, and Wikipedia. Yeah, that's how you get your info.
Internet.
Yeah, that's how you get your info. Right? I'm calling you guys out here, but it really gets me when these people say, like, if you don't want the show to be spoiled, then don't hop on social media for the day until you can until you can have the time to watch it. Here's the thing. if that applies to someone like me, who has, a fiance that works early Friday morning and can't really watch it until they get home until like Friday evening, have the decency to not be a jerk and say like, yeah, you know what? If I'm going to post that I'm really hyped about what happened in this episode for this show, maybe just post a reply like, oh, what? That is so cool. Yeah, this episode's so great. But when you start quoting lines from the show or, putting like WandaVision spoilers without actual spoilers, you're still spoiling it and you're still ruining it because people are smart. People are smart and they could put 2 and 2 together and say like, oh, this line was said here and this line was said here. That line where Vision talks to Wanda before he disappeared, that was quoted on Twitter.
Yeah.
By some people I follow. And I'm like, you're dumb. I understand that line was beautiful. Like that whole grief line as well. What is grief if not love eternal?
Without love persevering.
Yeah, without love persevering.
Yeah.
That line's beautiful. I love that line. It hit me on an emotional level because I can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
But I never posted it because it's an essential line for that episode.
Yeah.
Just like the line that's being quoted on Twitter. So shut up. It's not difficult.
No.
Tell me it's not difficult to be on social media. Then it's not difficult for you to post that stuff too. Just wait a day or two. Don't be a jerk.
Everyone's going to watch it.
Yeah, you can call yourself a nerd.
Yeah.
You can call yourself a nerd. You can call yourself a fanatic.
Yeah.
By all means, go for it.
You can be a Marvel fan. You can be a Marvel fan if you read the comic books. You're still a Marvel fan. You can just watch the movies and the shows and you're still a Marvel fan. You can do both. You can watch the show, read the comic books, and still be a Marvel fan, guys. There's no wrong way of being a Marvel fan.
No, there isn't. But you can be a jerk.
Yeah, there is that.
And you can be,
again, as of now, be quote unquote a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Don't be like that.
No.
Don't try to ruin someone's fun just because they don't fit to your standards of how you perceive things in your fandom or what you enjoy in life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfectly said. Good.
Yeah.
So that's the end of Bryan's bothers. Now we're going to go back into the WandaVision stuff. I'm going to say this. I think that the series as a whole, WandaVision, was probably one of the best TV experiences I've had, in terms of a show.
Yeah,
I guess.
Tuning into something every week.
Yeah. It was great to constantly come to, people and friends and theorize and be like, hey, have you seen the show? Great. What do you think is going to happen? Cool. Like, you've never seen any MCU stuff. This is a show for you. Yeah. And I've talked to people like that. They've never seen a movie.
We do that all the time when it comes to shows. Whenever something comes out, when you watch a show, again, we did that the exact same thing for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
When Game of Thrones came out, you didn't watch it at the time, obviously.
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
I will never watch it.
Don't watch it. But that's the thing. When people tune into Game of Thrones every week, every time during that span of it was airing, everyone was like, oh man, well, it's like Jon Snow, like what's going to happen with him? Or like, oh yeah, what's going to, this character died. So what does that mean moving forward? Does that mean so-and-so is going to do this? Is Daenerys going to finally, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, everyone theorized, everyone did that. And it was fun.
It hyped people up.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if you were wrong or right, because, you were still enjoying tuning in, and that's what matters at the end of the day. But for some reason in WandaVision, it was just like everyone had to make sure their theories were right.
If you were wrong,
you basically you had to discredit everything you've ever liked about whatever this characters or whoever you are. And that's really bad.
It's weird. I think it's like every fandom has like its, you always have that show.
There's always that show or movie.
Yeah. You saw it. For me, I started seeing that with Star Wars in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I think when The Last Jedi came out, you saw the toxicity coming out.
Yeah.
WandaVision, I think, was the show more recently that kind of like started to show the toxicity.
Yeah.
For Game of Thrones, it was the second to last season or something like that?
Yeah, second to last season where they kind of just like...
Yeah.
Just decided to be like, okay, we're gonna go completely 180.
So let me continue on by saying this.
Yeah.
The reason as to why WandaVision was like that, again, I'm gonna reiterate, WandaVision was a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But to me, this show lacked a proper climax. We started off strong. Every week, and you saw it in our videos, or you see them in our videos if you go watch them. We were hyped. We were excited. We theorized. We're like, this could happen. It could lead to this. We were excited. And as the show almost came to an ending, the reveals started to show themselves, and we were kind of a little bit underwhelmed. Yeah. Not because we were wrong, but because we were overhyping ourselves and thinking that we were right. And then it just kind of ended up being like, yeah, this is more of like a setup.
Yeah.
And whereas you thought there was more to talk about and more to reveal, the show just ended up being the story of how Wanda became the Scarlet Witch.
That's what it is. That's the thing. At the end of the day, we have to realize that this was not a Marvel cinematic experience show. No, this was a show that specifically catered to only two characters, and it's in the title, Wanda and Vision.
It's a setup for what could happen.
Yes.
And I think, because we talked about it in our video for episode 9, there were plenty of loose ends that have still yet to be tied up.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten the answers to them, and it's going to probably, hopefully, be revealed in the next shows. We got Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
We have Loki. We have Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We have the Black Widow movie, which still hasn't been released. And that's done, too.
So the thing is, too, is that when you think about WandaVision and the way that the show was written and the way that they decided to show things in here, the way the show was how it was. Like, it was a mystery kind of in a way. A mystery drama in a way where it's like, we don't know how Vision came back. We don't know why Wanda is stuck in this world or where she's at exactly. And, you know, episode by episode, week by week, we were like, we're getting tiny reveals of like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening. Now it makes me think, obviously, Loki is not gonna be like that. Same thing with
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Why do we want to say Captain?
Because he's technically Captain America now.
Yeah,
so it's like
you said it right. It's your teeth.
Because I don't want him to be, but okay. Sam Wilson's cool, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I wanted Bucky Barnes, so, but
yeah,
comic books, and you know, Kevin Feige. And it seems like basically Falcon and Winter Soldier is kind of be like the action-y kind of buddy cop kind of vibe, which I hope that's how it is.
Yeah,
we get that in the trailer. That it's like two basically like bickering brothers, you know, and I love that. I've always liked that relationship between Bucky and Sam. Was that they're constantly just like trying to one up each other, or
because they're both Steve Rogers' friends.
Yeah, they're both best friends with Steve Rogers, which is funny.
You're his new friend?
Yeah,
I was his friend during war times, buddy. Who's more of their compadre now, huh?
I've been his friend, and we've been looking for you.
All right.
Like, yeah.
Did you run with him in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did he lap you like 4 times?
We were stopping all the things that you were going to do.
Yeah.
Like,
so you tell me, buddy, are you his friend or am I his best friend?
You can't sit with us.
I hope that's how that. I hope that shows. That's how that show's gonna be. It's just
I'm really excited.
2 friends of former Captain America are bickering in this new show called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Who will be the better friend? Will it be Falcon or Winter Soldier? Find out March 16th or whenever it comes out. I don't know.
When does it come out?
I don't know. In 2 weeks, I think, from this episode airing. You're going to look it up?
I'm going to look it up. But I'm really excited for that show because obviously, like I said, it looks very action-y.
It does. You're right, yeah.
I love that how they're doing Falcon. He's getting justice of how he looks, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so first episode. Well, because they really didn't want to use his color scheme right away.
No.
And Anthony Mackie's like, no, please let me have my costume.
Patience, child, patience. Look what they did with the Scarlet Witch.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the same thing with Bucky now. Like they're giving him like his arm back, and he has like the little the blue outfit that he had when he was in the comic books and stuff. He doesn't have the Winter Soldier look, just the name.
Yeah.
So the first episode will air March 19th.
So that's 2 weeks from now, isn't it?
Yeah, March 19th, and the final episode will be April 23rd.
Let me see.
And that
March
means...
19th. Oh, so we get a week off, and then we go back into it now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's not bad. Let me see. Then Loki starts.
Oh, my God.
What?
You know what I just realized?
What?
We get a 4-hour Snyder movie, and then we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that same week.
God dang it,
Oh,
man.
we got a lot to record that weekend. Ooh.
I don't know if I'm upset or excited.
I think it's both. We're gonna get a meaty week of stuff that we have to tune into.
Do I have that weekend off? I hope so.
Well, I know we're gonna try to get that Thursday off
To watch it.
to watch the 4-hour Snyder
God,
cut.
oh my God, the amount of stuff.
We need to get snacks.
Oh, man. Bathroom breaks. No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks.
Suck it up. We're watching all of this.
So it looks like Loki comes out in June, so we might get a break. I don't know what comes out in between.
What's April? When's the last episode for?
April. Let me see. April 23rd.
Ugh.
And then Loki comes out June 11th.
Oh, we get a 2-week break between them. 2-week break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's weird.
All right.
That is a very weird schedule.
It is.
All right. Well, good to know. In terms, can we go back to
Yeah,
WandaVision? We sidetracked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But yeah, you're right. I think we were talking about what was it, that WandaVision was just kind of like the setup for everything that's going on.
Everything.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen? It seems like they're setting up those characters, and what will Falcon and Winter Soldier set up after they're done as well too. Mm-hmm. Like because they're bringing in Baron Zemo. I believe they're bringing in U.S. Agent as well too.
I just thought of this as you're talking about what could possibly lead into Captain and the Winter Soldier. So I'm going to talk about WandaVision's kind of like run.
Yeah.
After I mention this. But now that you've mentioned that WandaVision was like a setup of what could possibly be seen in Phase 4, could it be that these TV shows are just setting up things that we could be seeing in the movies? Because keep in mind, Agatha's not dead.
No, she's not.
In the last episode, she's not dead. She's trapped.
She could be brought back in Doctor Strange.
There's this illusion, and they alluded a lot. They alluded it. I'll be seeing you soon. We're going to see Agatha soon. Again, yes. She's not gone.
No, she's not dead. Wanda didn't kill her. She didn't even strip her of her magic totally.
No, it's just she's trapped there.
She's trapped in the...
You don't know what you're doing, but you'll come to me when the time's right. Okay, cool. So we're going to see her in future TV shows and movies, right? Same thing. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we're going to see the development of Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes. And where, at the end of it, we're going to see where they're headed off to. Yeah. Are they still going to be friends and work together? Could it be that maybe Sam Wilson will be Captain America for the run of the show, die, and then give the shield over to Bucky Barnes and he becomes the next Captain America?
We could see that.
We don't know, but it's a setup for a movie that they probably will both star in. Yeah. Loki will come in and probably set up the multiverse. It starts to begin, the separation of different universes, and we see the different storylines of what could be to set up, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. So I do think you're right in the sense that these shows were probably just meant to set up future movies. Yeah. This isn't to say that WandaVision wasn't really well done. I do have a problem with the way it was released, though, because when you look at the show back, now that we've seen everything, like I said, show started off really strong. Week 1 and week 2, we just came together and we're like, oh, what do you think this means? What do you think that means? What do you theorize about that? And all this other stuff. We got the first 2 episodes on the first Friday. I think it should have been in reverse. Should have released 1 episode when it first came out. And then the last 2 episodes should have been released on the same day.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because the last 2 episodes were the weakest ones. Yeah. Because episode 8, we kind of got some answers, but not all the loose ends were tied up. And now in episode 9, we got the remaining loose ends, but not all of them. And then we got a quote unquote conclusion. It was weak. It wasn't like strong.
No, I think, but that's the thing is like, I think at least they wrapped up everything that we at least were pondering most of the time with Pedro.
No, not Pedro. Because we don't know where he went. Or we don't know what his storyline is.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I think you're going off of your theory, though. That's the thing. As of if you just look at it as what they presented it, it's just he's an actor. That's it. That was it. He was just an actor that was living in that time, and just I guess he was a next door neighbor that lived next to Wanda, and basically he was an actor, and that's basically why Wanda used him, if anything. But that's it.
Agatha used him. Or was it Wanda?
It was Wanda, but Agatha used his eyes and ears to like basically talk through him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hear about my theory, it's in the video. For
it's in the video. 9. Yeah. But and so that was kind of wrapped up. Monica's was technically wrapped up.
Yeah.
Moving forward for her character.
It's setting up for Captain Marvel 2.
Her character's obviously not done, but that basically set up her character going, like you said, for Captain Marvel 2. We don't know where Jimmy's going to go with this whole thing, but he was talking to someone at the end. No, he was talking to someone. Well, it was just the CIA or something like that, wasn't it? Or was it
I
FBI?
think so, yeah.
But
it's Reed Richards.
Oh my
Imagine.
God.
I still want it to happen.
I hope we don't see the end of Darcy. I want to see more Darcy in the cinematic universe.
That was such a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't like to debrief. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get
She can't say goodbye to everyone, Monica or Wanda or even Jimmy. Like they had like a thing going on.
Yeah.
They had a thing going. Maybe she couldn't. Or maybe she had to leave. Like the actress. Maybe Kat Dennings had to leave. We don't know.
But she popped up for like one scene.
She did,
which was weird. It's like you can't record anything more. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. We're not at the production. We're not in the place of production. So
Yeah.
you know.
But and then what else? Obviously, we get to see what happens. You know, when she takes down the Hex, which is basically we lose Vision and we lose her children, which is very sad. That was really sad, honestly. I felt very emotional when she had to basically close up the Hex. Finally. And she says goodnight to her boys, basically, and basically treating them like she's going to see them again.
Thank you for making me your mom, or whatever, however she said that line. Yeah.
And then finally saying goodbye to her Vision. And then kind of confirming, like, what type of Vision he was, which is
a piece of the Mind Stone.
Piece of the Mind Stone, and then also basically what she perceives is as, like, her love and her affection as well, too, and stuff, which is nice. That was actually a really nice touch that they brought that on. I
kind of get the feeling that you enjoyed the series a lot more than I did.
I did, yes.
A lot more than I did.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it as a whole.
I sound like an asshole though. This guy doesn't like WandaVision?
No,
how pretentious.
But that's the thing is you're allowed to not like WandaVision.
Oh no, apparently to some people if you dislike something it's just you're just trying to be pretentious and stand down.
Guys, this is not the place to do that. This is a free place. I can't talk. I have too much caffeine.
Now it's you.
I'm like in caffeine overload. I had a Mountain Dew, a large Mountain Dew, and now I'm drinking a Ghost energy drink. This is a free place where we could just say, again, we have to strain this, our opinions. This is opinions, and this is fine. I can like the show. That is perfectly fine. Bryan cannot love the show, but I don't think you hate the show.
No, I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun experience as a whole. That's why, one of the reasons we decided to have this conversation on this issue is because IGN came out with the review of its last episode and they gave it a 7. I enjoy reading reviews where they give it a lower score than expected, and then it's all like positive things, like this episode did a fantastic job of wrapping things up in such a very satisfying way. 7 out of 10. It's like okay. Let me see if I can find the actual.
That's the thing is like.
The actual review that they posted on Facebook.
I think I will admit to it. The show's not perfect. It's not. Because again, there were some loose ends that they didn't technically wrap up, but I did like everything that they presented.
No, yeah.
Everything that they told us. Because again, this was a show solely on bringing in Wanda and finally making her the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Which was good. That's the thing. And
if you had to rate this show like
as a whole,
from 1 through 10, what would you say?
See, I think it was better than a 7. It's not as I wouldn't give it a 9, so I would have to give it an 8.
An 8, okay.
An 8 out of 10. It's a B plus, a high B plus.
But it's an 89.5%.
It's not an A, but I still really enjoyed the show. I loved it. But again, I would love to see certain characters be involved because that's what gets me is that,
You sound like a teacher that's like, listen, I have to give you a B plus. I would have given you an A minus.
I wanted an A. I wanted to give you an A.
No. Look. I would have given you an A minus.
Yeah.
Okay?
Kyle.
No.
Okay.
Listen. Don't get mad. I'm not giving you I'm giving you a B+.
I'm not failing you.
I'm not failing you.
Yeah.
But if there was that extra oomph, I could have given you the A-.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't I get the A-? Well, there's that oomph. So what's the oomph? What's the oomph?
Is the oomph is stop touching yourself underneath the desk, but still like. It's like
Random. I was gonna say something.
You never had a kid
different.
like that?
No.
Oh man.
Thank God, no.
I had a kid like that.
I used to have bullies all the way through middle school to the point that they would steal like stuff out of my backpack and stuff.
I was in elementary school, and the kid there was a kid. I won't say his name. There was a kid because I don't know. I don't know if he tunes in or not, but at the same time, probably not. But I feel like people that listeners, if you've known me since elementary school, if you guys are following me and you're listening to me, and we went. I won't say the school either. Like
don't dox them or anything.
I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. But if you went to elementary school through high school with me, you know who I'm talking about. There was this kid.
You just doxed him right there.
No, but I'm not saying his name, and I'm not saying the school. But there was this kid, and he would touch himself underneath the desk.
That's
and
okay.
One time, and then he would just get his hands up again and just start touching everything.
Oh, that's where you
like,
no.
And it was a problem apparently too. Like
I would imagine so. I hope it's not something that you're saying like, yeah, it was all right, no.
You know how schools are. They're like, he's a kid,
Oh my God.
No,
man.
but it became a problem when it got into like I think like 6th grade or something like that, 6th or 7th grade, I believe. And again, yeah.
I can tell you're traumatized by this.
Yeah.
It started as a bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, there's deeper ingrained problems with this that I still haven't resolved,
And with all comedians and comedy with jokes, there is a slither of truth or experience in all.
You calling yourself a comedian now?
Yes. I believe I'm a funny guy. Fuck you. I'm a funny guy.
You can't cuss. You've used up your token 2 issues ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You got to penalize yourself. You can't cuss for another 4 issues.
Fine.
Yeah, you got to watch yourself, buddy.
I'll eat a spicy jelly bean.
That's fine. You're allowed every 4 issues.
Okay.
Buddy, relax.
I'm just saying.
We got to keep this PG-13 at least.
I'm funny.
Which is like what? I think it's PG-13. It's like 2 cuss words or 3 cuss words.
No, okay, so you're allowed to say ass. Because technically you're referencing a donkey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the technical term. And then I think you could say shit.
I don't think so. I think you can, but not to the extent. It's like every word from what I've seen.
It's the same thing as like using the F word in a PG-13 movie.
The F word, I think you could. There's a limit. I think. I'm not so sure.
You can only say the F word in one time in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
You're allowed one F bomb in a PG-13. And it's funny. Really quick. So Mandy and I started watching the X-Men movies, but the ones after the original, starting from First Class.
Oh.
So she's never watched them, sat down and watched them thoroughly, but because of WandaVision, we sat down and watched them.
Okay.
We watched X-Men First Class, and we watched Days of Futures Past.
This is a good one.
And then Apocalypse.
Terrible.
And then we haven't watched Dark Phoenix yet.
And that's where you lost me.
But she liked First Class.
Good.
She liked Days of Futures Past.
Awesome.
I think she was like okay with Apocalypse, but at the same time she's like, it was really inconsistent. I was like, yes, it is. Yeah.
So remember you showed me that TikTok where the guy's talking to his wife and has like a full-on timeline?
Yeah.
Okay, I did that legitimately. I related to that so hard because I've done that before.
Me!
When I used to volunteer at the hospital I work at, and this is years and years ago, the people I'd volunteer with had questions about X-Men and how it all related to the last movies and stuff like that, because they all grew up with like the first 3. And I literally did a timeline where I showed where the split happened and how you could loop back to it and say which ones actually mattered, because it retconned like 1, 2, but kept 3 relevant somehow. Yeah. And I was doing this whole time. I'm like, yeah, I've done that before. I've been that insane. I've been that crazy. We've all done that. Do you want to hear what the review was for IGN for WandaVision?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. WandaVision concludes with an unusual finale for an unusual show, furthering the complexity of Wanda's character while delivering some real thrills and honest tenderness that helps ensure it finishes on a mostly satisfying note. 7 out of 10.
Wow.
That's like the last paragraph they include in that whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So it's nothing but positive when it's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
That confuses me.
I think because technically they don't technically hate the show, but at the same time...
Well, that's the series finale, the last episode. That's what they're giving that episode.
That's the thing. For what the last episode was, we got most of our answers, and we had character progression. We had basically stuff get revealed and then setting up future stories.
Yes.
So I think basically it hit all angles. Just it wasn't as satisfying as we thought it was going to be, though. And I think that's where.
So you're on the same page as I am, then.
That's the thing. You can flip flop it as much as you can. Overall, though, I think we can all agree the show wasn't terrible. We do not hate the show. We wanted more things for it, but for what it was still really good.
So I don't think we mentioned this in the video, but we kind of like mentioned it off recording.
Yeah.
We were saying how we were all assuming these different things. Everyone had different theories, and some of these theories were some like fantastic ones too, because again, from the first episode all the way to like episode 7, there were so many hints and so many different ideas and so many things that alluded to one thing and another that could possibly be revealed in, not just the show, but in like future installments and stuff.
And I think that's why we don't hate it necessarily.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it sets up a lot of stuff.
If there's disappointment because we were wrong, I think due in part we're a little bit underwhelmed because we were wrong on some stuff. Yeah. We have to clarify that. We were a little bit disappointed because we were wrong on a lot of our predictions.
I think a major thing is that Kevin Feige and the writers and the show and the actors kept implementing that after WandaVision, it not sets up, but it shows us basically she will be going into Doctor Strange's movie, The Multiverse of Madness. Where the show ends, we see where she will be and how that leads up to it.
Where it goes from there.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem with the writers and Kevin Feige telling us that. So we're expecting, the first thing that pops in your head, we're going to see Benedict Cumberbatch. Or, they're going to dive into the multiverse. And they hinted at that. They could have hinted at that.
In a way they did and didn't.
Yeah, they did that with Evan Peters bringing him in. And we're thinking, oh, crap, this is it. That's how they're doing it. But no, that's not the case. They got rid of that. They got rid of the whole maybe Wanda's gonna do something with reality and like bring in people. No, that's not the case.
So
X-Men, no, that's not the case.
So let me say this. Yeah, let me say this. We have to trust the production team. We have not just Kevin Feige, but everyone who produced this.
Yeah,
and will the others that will be producing future installments of Phase 4 in the MCU. Because when we look back at phases 1 through 3. There were more ups than there were downs.
Oh, yeah.
We see that they can always lead us to believe one thing and it ends up being some other thing. And Marvel Studios does a fantastic job at hiding unexpected things. And we've talked about this in issues before.
They've done it before, yeah.
Thor missing his eye, and then like in the trailer, it doesn't show that he's missing an eye. He's got all 2 of them. It's stuff like that. They want us to believe one thing and it ends up being another thing. That's why, I was theorizing that Ralph Boner is more than just Ralph Boner in the show, So, in a sense, the series WandaVision was very much was a slap of reality.
Yeah.
It was a slap of reality to have us calm down. Hey, you nerds. You guys are theorizing a lot, and we love this energy. But just know that we can make some stuff happen that you will still love.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Like we were saying before, this is a show that has had so much hype. Not even The Mandalorian has had it. Remember how we talked about, this is issues and issues before. We were saying that it kind of sucked that The Mandalorian was like on a week-by-week basis because we literally thought that Disney Plus was only using The Mandalorian to keep its subscription base, and after the show was done, it would slowly die out.
Yeah.
Did you even think about that when WandaVision was coming out?
Not at all.
It was so well done. We didn't even think that we spent 2 months worth of subscription fees to just watch this show.
Yeah.
We weren't even complaining that it was a weekly show. We actually loved it because it got us hyped for next Friday. We wanted the week to end. You know? This was great.
Yeah.
It was good. The process was great. I think the series was just a little bit underwhelming. But again, there's components that were underwhelming.
Yeah.
As a whole, it was still good.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed it. And I think that needs to be clarified. Because a lot of people are still like, yes, this is great. This is good. Cool. That's what you guys think. In reality, for the both of us, it's either
Yeah,
or.
it could have been, it was good, but it could have been not better, but it could have been a little bit more. You could have done more with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what we can all agree on is that we love the show for what it was. They did a great job of how they were doing it, how they showed, revealed things, but you could have done a little bit more.
Yeah.
If anything, you know, I get it, the whole sitcom thing, like each episode has to be like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and stuff like that. But the thing is that, okay, if that case, and then like the last 2 episodes were
40 and 50 minutes each, respectively.
You could have done an hour.
Yeah.
For those, because those were the big cinematic episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
In the last this is a couple issues ago, we were technically talking about like what is in store for Phase 4.
Yeah.
You know, I think this was like the midpoint for WandaVision, if I can recall. Let me double check real quick. But we were discussing like plans of what could possibly be planned for Phase 4. Now that we've seen the end of WandaVision, we're going to get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then we're going to get Loki. You know, we talked about this. But where do you see Phase 4 headed now that we've got this done? Now that we've seen all of WandaVision, we're a little more knowledgeable about what's going on. Where do you think Phase 4 is headed? This issue that I'm talking about is issue 31. So 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU is going to basically lead into the whole, again, I will say that it's slowly leading up to like alternate realities and stuff like that, because Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is like one of the last fewer movies in Phase 4. And I think that will be like the big cinematic draw. That would be like how like Captain America Civil War was in a way, where it brought in a lot of characters and stuff like that. I think we're slowly going to build up to how like basically, again, Doctor Strange is going to be in it, and then how like Spider-Man's going to implement all those characters as well too. That we're going to build up to that. And then because Spider-Man is the second to last movie, and then Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
That's the end of Phase 4?
It seems like it. That's the thing. At least with the whole year drawn out, at least.
Okay.
They haven't announced. I think because of COVID, they're not announcing an Avengers movie.
They have to replan a lot of stuff.
So they have to kind of like, and then with Eternals as well too. That was supposed to come out this year, I think.
Black Widow too.
Yeah.
That was last year. It's supposed to come out.
But Black Widow doesn't necessarily tie in with that as of narrative wise, because it takes place after Civil War.
But that's a weird one, because it's like I feel like there's this assumption where it's like Black Widow doesn't count as Phase 4 because it takes place after everything. It's like a backstory of how she is, and excuse me, oh man, caffeine's hitting us.
Yep.
Like it's like basically where like how she got to be who she is.
Yeah.
You know, I get that, but I still think. Again, I'm going to be 100% wrong when this actually comes out, but I still think that the production team hid something there that could possibly influence the events of Phase 4.
Could be.
Because it was hyped. It was you know, it was like talked about for a while, and then just because of COVID and they want to release it in theaters, they say, you know, they haven't mentioned it as much, you know? I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
That I'm only going to focus on one, and that's Spider-Man. Because I love how when we talk about the multiverse, and again, Kevin Feige has said that the Phase 4 timeline is going to focus on space and universes stuff. You know, it could be multiverse, it could just be universal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they're focusing on that, right?
Yeah.
Well, where does Spider-Man fit into all this?
Mm-hmm.
I love that confusion because Spider-Man has had multiple storylines where the multiverse is a massive issue. And we see that if you want something that's easily consumable, didn't they talk about the multiverse in the animated 90s Spider-Man cartoon with Madam Web?
Yeah.
In the end, like right before the series finale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think people are just so confused because when they think of the Spider-Verse, they think of the new Sony movie that just came out.
Yeah.
And they only reference Spider-Man Noir, the anime Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and Spider-Ham.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But there's so many other ones. And even Dan Slott's version of the Spider-Verse was pretty apparent and pretty big as well because that kind of kickstarted, what was it, Secret Wars? No, or was Secret Wars before? It was after.
It was after. Yeah, it was after because they implemented Secret Wars, brought in Miles Morales into our universe. He was in a different universe.
Bingo. There it is. So it was before. Yeah. So it was before Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man has had some influence with the multiverse. So I have a feeling Spider-Man's going to be a big role in this phase. It's going to be bigger than what we expect.
So now that you said that, you know, it implements space moving forward. Kevin Feige has quoted that he is focusing on space and other worldly things in the new phase of Spider-Man. I mean, of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This just popped in my head right now. You know how they're using the scrolls now moving forward, obviously?
Mm-hmm. We saw it at the end. Mid-credit.
What if all the actors that we've seen are confirmed to be in the new Spider-Man movie? What if they are Skrulls?
Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
I just thought of that.
I quit. No!
Now I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm saying what if that was the reasoning? Brian's literally about these stood up guys. You can't see obviously, but Brian literally got up, put away his headphones, and he's looking at me with such despair.
Because you can't say that.
Because now the idea is planted in your head.
Because you're speaking it into existence.
But what if that was
No! I'm going to cut you off, and you're banned from speaking like that again.
Okay.
No!
That's okay. Let's just say that's worst case scenario. That's worst case scenario. Obviously, I don't like it either, but I'm just saying if Kevin Feige is saying, "Oh, I'm going to deal with space and stuff like that." But that's the thing. You know, he's
just
not
know if this is true.
Yeah.
Okay, let me clarify
Okay.
why I don't like this.
Yeah, okay.
Why is Brian freaking out?
Well,
This
it's
is
just
actually
a
a good
scroll.
thing. No. Okay. Civil War, not the movie, but the comic book.
Yeah.
Okay? Didn't they have a second Civil War?
Yeah, but it was like kind of meh.
Okay, so I'm talking about the original one.
Yes, the one with Captain America
first
and Iron
run,
Man. Yeah.
where they, like kill Captain America through a sniper shot.
Yeah.
And then Secret War happened.
Yes.
Which was, turns out Captain America isn't Captain America. It was actually a Skrull. Okay. That comic book arc, Civil War and Secret War, they weren't bad. Okay? They weren't bad. But when you say, yes, I'm having a freak out.
Yeah, you're
because that was
freaking out.
stupid that you just said that.
I'm just saying.
No! Because you understand how much, this is why we don't hype things up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because now you just killed my dream. You killed the dream.
you just see like the actor that plays. Tobey Maguire, and he has that little lines on his chin like a scroll. You're just like, no! I can hear you in the theater right now.
I'm walking out.
Tobey Maguire's a scroll.
Oh my God.
Spider-Man. No way home.
Tom Holland. So have you seen Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield on set? No, I haven't. It's because they're CGI.
They're CGI scrolls. Brian's dead. He's having
Oh, you just had to. You just had to think that in your head.
I'm sorry. It popped in my head. I think we have to.
Do you know how disappointing that would be?
Yeah.
Oh, Doc Ock and Electro. Why are they in this movie when they were both respectively in different Spider-Man movies? It's because they're Skrulls, guys.
Secret Invasion. And then that sets up Secret Invasion.
I've been having to go pee. The last, how long have we been recording? 50 minutes?
58 minutes.
The last, probably 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Now I completely forgot. Because of how... No, I'm 100% against that idea.
Okay.
I don't like that idea.
I think it's clear. No one was saying, "Oh, Bryan loved that idea" right now in the past 5 minutes right now.
You know, there's some people out there that literally heard you say, "What if they were just Skrulls?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Rene, you're awesome for saying
no,
that."
I don't like it either.
Oh no, there's some people that are 100% on board. They're like,
I'm just saying. Because we've been disappointed in life. You know, you're a nerd. You get disappointed in life. We're used to it. I just was playing devil's advocate. Or Mephisto advocate.
"Oh, you're so funny."
You want to end it here? Because I don't think we can come back from it. I think you need to get some food in you too.
I'm just sad, man, that you just said that.
I'm not saying it's true.
But you spoke it into existence.
You're gonna be so pissed
Out of
off
the
at
two
me
of us,
if
out
that
of
was
the listen,
real.
if it ends up happening,
I'm not seeing that
people
movie
are
with
going to
you,
expect.
man.
I'm telling you right now, whatever issue number that is when that movie comes out,
Yeah.
issue 100 and whatever, that's going to be the death of Rene. That's the title right there. The one where Rene died.
That's it.
That's the title
issue,
of it.
The issue where Rene dies. Oh, that'd be a good way to bring in listeners. The death of Rene.
The death of Rene.
And then you bring in another co-host for 2 issues.
Oh, dude, you just...
I'm sorry.
Out of the two of us, the one that's mostly right on their predictions has always been you.
No, I don't really.
Yes, it has been. Your
Okay.
track record's cleaner than mine. That's why
I guess.
when you said it,
You got pissed off because it could be.
because it's now true.
No, it's not. It's not true.
I'm gonna say it's true so that when it happens, I'm not.
I'm easing the blow.
Disappointed.
But I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just like I said. That is worst case scenario.
I hope you know that when it does happen, if it happens, because it probably will happen.
Well, I will say this.
I want you to watch that movie and think, "Crap, I'm dead." The next day.
We're gonna get some people commenting back and then be like, "Why did you say that?" They're gonna be the same way. Watch, I bet we're gonna have Eric message us at this moment. And he's gonna be like, "Why did you say that?"
What's his reaction?
Yeah.
You say that he hates the idea or he loves the idea?
No, I think he's gonna hate the idea too.
I think he might love the idea.
No, I think.
He'll like the idea.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Well, Bryan, let us know right now. I mean, Eric, sorry, Eric, let us know right now.
In that case, everyone that's listened, please let us know what you think of this idea.
Comment down below.
Comment on the YouTube video. Message us on Instagram and Twitter. Just let us know how stupid this idea was.
And I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not even saying that I like the idea as well too. I'm just saying, what if that happens? What will you guys? You know what? Do comment down below. Let us know what do you guys think of all of the actors that have been confirmed to be in the new Spider-Man movie, and if they turn out to be Skrulls, would you love it? Would you hate it? Most likely hate it, but if you like it, I want to hear why.
Watch people comment. I love it. Just
This
to make
is the
me
only
mad.
time they comment too. I'm not saying that people don't necessarily comment. I'm just saying the one time that we know is the time that when it bothers Bryan the most.
I think you killed me. Every hope.
I know.
Every piece of hope I've had.
And I don't think we can carry on with the show now.
No, we can't. Can you?
I'll close it out.
No,
'cause I gotta
we
say
haven't. No, because I want to discuss the whole Dr. Seuss thing before we close out this
that's
episode.
Right.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Can
I
we end it on a
mentioned it.
note that's not stupid like
I don't
that?
know.
Well, it'll probably be stupid.
It probably is. No, it is stupid in my opinion. But again, that's opinions. But okay, so
God.
recently, what happened was, what I could tell by some ways is that they are canceling the next. Will be no longer publishing the next 6 Dr. Seuss books.
I know that Biden did an order from what I read. He did an order where he eliminated Dr. Seuss's books from Read Across America from like that curriculum or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why?
I will show you, because this is one of the images in one of the recent books coming out.
What is that?
I don't know. These are supposed to be characters in the next books, but look how they're drawn.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's in poor taste.
Right?
It's in poor taste.
It's in poor taste. And I get it. Really do. I get it. But at the same time,
I thought Dr. Seuss was dead.
he is. This is his estate stuff. So this is stuff that he's written in the past, I think, and it's never been published, I believe.
Oh.
And they're going to publish it. But
so then just edit out the way it's colored.
Can't you redo? I mean, I know he did it, but can't you just kind of like tweak it so it's not looking like that?
So you can't even quote Green Eggs and Ham without being canceled anymore?
No, they said like his other books are fine. It's just these ones that were going to be published.
Which, okay, so I can understand from that image. Maybe we're not getting the whole story.
I know. I think it's but now it says but now 6 let me see. If you're a kid, I'll just read a bit of an article. It's from comicbookkidsnews.com. Expert explains why images are harmful. If you're a kid ever were one, you probably know all about Dr. Seuss, the whimsical author who died in 1991. Wrote about 50 books, including famous titles like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Cat in the Hat, and Horton Hears a Who. But now 6 of those books will no longer be published. On March 2nd, coinciding with Dr. Seuss's birthday, Dr. Seuss's Enterprises announced that it had stopped publishing 6 of his books because of racist images appeared.
Were these already published or were they not?
I think they were either going to be or they were going to republish them, but they are not anymore. Because, these books were written. Yeah, so these books were published at one point. They were.
Okay.
But because they are not, you know how they republish them?
Yeah.
They are not doing that anymore. So basically, these books do technically exist. But they were released in 1937, 1947, 1950, 1953, and 1955, and 1976. These are specific books that are technically racist, or racist stereotypes in them. Dr. Seuss Enterprise is a division of Random House children's books that manages stuff. Dr. Seuss Enterprise says the decision to cease publication and sales of books have made last year for months of discussion. So the 6 books, if you guys are wondering, this is the first one. And to think that I saw it on Millbury Street. That's one. McElligot's Pool. If I Ran the Zoo. Scrambled Eggs Super. On Beyond Zebra. And The Cat's Quizzer. Are you smarter than the Cat in the Hat?
I've not heard of any of those.
So it says, what's wrong with these books? Although Dr. Seuss is adored by millions around the world and the positive values in many of his works, including environmentalism, tolerance, and some say several of those books have caused harm with how they depicted people of color. In If I Ran the Zoo, which is the image I showed you, for example, these are characters referenced to as Africans who wear no clothes except for grass skirts or drawn like ape-like features. All
right.
And then another example comes from the book called, I think I saw it on Mulberry Street, which is a character called Chinaman who eats with sticks, with stilts drawn for eyes.
Yeah, I can see where that's a problem. I can see where that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in right now.
Go ahead.
So, I don't know enough of the story to say, definitely are people wanting to cancel him entirely or are they just canceling those books? Because I'll say right now, from what you're telling me...
Cancel culture wants to cancel him entirely.
Okay. I have a problem with those books, how those books are being depicted because, culture and, you know, mentality changes over time.
Yes.
We have to adapt to that. There's just nothing we can do. You know,
these books, that's the thing. These books were published way before
them back then. This was a you know, something that was normal.
The last book that was published was 1976. During that time, unfortunately, racism was still
it's still a thing now.
But at the time, no one was doing anything really.
We're progressing.
Yeah, there was no progression during those times during 1976, and then before then, obviously, it was, you know.
So here's my take.
History has shown us.
Here's my take. Yeah. Here's my take. And get ready. We're gonna get a mob of Disney people here, because I'm gonna say something. If they want to cancel those books specifically, by all means, go for it, because I wouldn't allow any of my kids to read those books.
Same here, because I mean, we've looked at the image here, and it's really bad of how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of like The Cat in the Hat, or Horton Hears a Who, or The Lorax, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Green Eggs and Ham, I don't see anything wrong with them yet. I don't, you know?
I don't think there is.
I wouldn't say like, hey, you know what? Take those books off completely. Never publishing them again. Nothing like that, because, you know, even though Dr. Seuss might have been a stereotypical asshole like this, those books didn't necessarily bring any harm when I was growing up, at least, right? Now, if people are going to say like, no, but this is wrong because we're allowing the, like, you know, things that were published by a morally immoral person be out there in the world. What about Walt Disney? Didn't he push out content that wasn't okay? You know, like, are we really going to cancel a man because he's not as popular as Walt Disney? Like, keep in mind, what is it, the Song of the South or whatnot?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
They're trying to suppress it.
They're trying to.
And then all of a sudden, Splash Mountain too, with its depiction of, you know, how things are going on in there, they're trying to change it up and stuff like that. It's very decisive.
Mind you,
cancel a man here because he did 6 titles that were racially incorrect, but keep this other man in business and his enterprise in business, even though he's done kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But because he's more popular, we're going to allow it to happen.
Yeah, people are going to just shrug that off.
It's very selective culture, and that's where it needs to, like, that's where people need to be very careful. I'm not saying that I am supporting Dr. Seuss's, you know, work and stuff like that in a sense.
Remember, just remember where, you know, those, like you said, those same people love Disney stuff, because now they are loving how Disney's doing, you know, PC culture now. You know, representation is key now with Disney, which is fine, which is good. I'm glad they're doing that. But we also have to recognize, you know, like they did the exact same thing as well too. Song of the South. That is the most racist thing ever to be made.
And people still sing the song.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. That's a really famous song from that movie. I wasn't even gonna sing it. Like, my oh my.
That's where I do have a problem with cancel culture. It's like when something's popular,
it's selective,
and they
like you said. Yeah.
It's very selective. Again, this isn't me supporting what's going on out there.
No.
It's just me calling people out and saying like, hey, you know, if you're all going to start canceling things because it seems, you know, wrong to support this stuff, then keep in mind some of the stuff that you like, obviously the people behind it might be having some dark past behind them. Walt Disney was not a saint. I am sorry.
No,
He was not a saint.
Yeah.
Yet we consume that product like crazy.
I don't want to say he was a dictator, but he was mostly like, he was very strong about what he wanted in both his animations and what he wanted in the park as well too. You know, like, he was a smoker and he had a mustache. He wanted almost every other character or a main character to have a mustache or to have people smoking and stuff like that. Like in Pinocchio, children are smoking in there. You know,
and
they
drinking.
shove a cigar in Pinocchio's mouth. He's like sucking it down.
Oh, but Pinocchio can still exist out there in the world.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, Pinocchio still scares me to this day.
What, the
movie?
Which movie?
The cartoon.
Okay, have you seen the live action one with Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
No, you know why? Pinocchio really freaked me out as a kid because my mom used it as a means to teach me what not to do. She would always tell me as a kid growing up, I think it was like maybe in first or second grade. She's like, if you don't behave, I'm going to send you to Pleasure Island. And you saw what happened to those kids there.
That's messed up.
Oh, she would tell me. I love my mom. Again, I love my mom. I love her. I really love her. This isn't me bashing on it.
Forcibly watched you.
Oh, no, I watched it on my own will.
Oh, yeah.
But she would tell me if I didn't behave, I'd be
okay.
sent to Pleasure Island.
Didn't she also stab your feet too?
Poked him
Okay.
with needles.
That's
And my
better.
arm. That's why I have a few needles.
Yeah, okay. We're going to end the show here.
All right, guys. So before we wrap up this show, just a reminder, you guys can find us on Instagram and Twitter. Just look up Keeping Up with the Nerds. Follow us on there, and, we'll keep you guys up to date when new videos and podcasts come out. You guys can also find us on YouTube, Keeping Up with the Nerds. We release videos, at this point every week because of WandaVision. We don't know if we're going to take a break and release something for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but once that starts up, Rene and I are going to be talking about and seeing what we're going to do for that one. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're 39 subscribers. We want to keep growing. We love the support from you guys. Let us know what you guys think as well. And just a reminder, if you guys are new to this podcast, we do release this podcast every Wednesday at 11:30, wherever you get your podcasts, on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Yes. And with that said, so YouTube as well. They get uploaded on Wednesdays at 11:30. With that said, Rene, are we ready to wrap this up?
Not yet.
Oh, buddy, I have to use the restroom. It came back. You made me mad, and now it's like it slowly started to creep up. Now I'm calm. The Dr. Seuss talk really eased me in. This is a good episode.
This was been a fun episode.
Good issue.
What'd you think of the Ghost energy drink, the blue raspberry?
It was good.
It was good. It was tasty,
good.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it right here.
All right, here we go. Ready? Let's hit it.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I am your host, Rene.
And this is Bryan.
Coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all next time.